Have you ever felt like you just need to hit the reset button on your entire life? Like everything's a mess and you need a complete do-over. That's exactly how 16-year-old Ethan felt. He lived just outside Denver in a house that was always buzzing with energy. His dad, Brian, was an it guy who left before the sun was up, and his mom, Melissa, ran a daycare right from their home. Lately, Ethan had been stuck in a rut. His moods were sour, his schoolwork was piling up, and he was convinced his life was going absolutely nowhere. One evening, slumped on the couch, he finally said it out loud. I need a fresh start. Everything just feels so messed up. His dad, Brian, looked up from his laptop. He didn't lecture or get emotional. He just said, calmly, "You don't need a new life, Ethan. You need a better day." Ethan just frowned, totally confused. What was that even supposed to mean? The next morning, Brian woke him up just 15 minutes earlier than usual. There was no big speech, no grand explanation. All he said was, just try one thing today. Change your morning. So, Ethan did. Instead of immediately grabbing his phone and scrolling, he actually made his bed. Instead of skipping breakfast like he always did, he sat down and ate with his mom. And instead of rushing out the door in a grumpy haze, he left on time, feeling, well, different. It was strange, but he felt lighter. At school, the problems didn't magically disappear. The classes were still hard, and some of his classmates were still annoying. But Ethan found himself handling it all differently. When he started to get frustrated, he'd pause and take a breath. When he bombed a pop quiz, he didn't spiral into a cycle of self-pity. He just dealt with it. That evening, his mom asked him how his day was. Ethan had to think about it for a second. Better, he said. It wasn't perfect. It was just better. Brian simply nodded from across the room. That's the point, he said. The next day, they added one more tiny change. Before school, Ethan wrote down 3 simple priorities for the day. The day after that, he made a rule to put his phone away while doing his homework. These weren't dramatic, life-altering changes. They were just small, manageable adjustments. But the effect they had was anything but small. After about 2 weeks, Ethan noticed something surprising. His mood had genuinely improved. His grades were starting to creep up. He felt more confident, not because his entire life had been miraculously transformed, but because his days had been. One evening, the family was sitting on the porch, watching the sun set behind the mountains. Ethan turned to his dad and said quietly, I kept thinking I needed to change everything all at once. Brian smiled. Big changes usually just scare us into doing nothing at all. But small changes, they invite us to begin. Ethan looked out at the sky. So, What if I mess up tomorrow? His mom, Melissa, reached over and squeezed his hand. Then you change tomorrow, she said. And that's the beautiful truth, isn't it? Life doesn't transform in one giant, cinematic moment. It transforms one ordinary, simple day at a time. So if you're feeling stuck, remember, you don't need a brand new life. You just need a better next day. Start there. Thanks for watching. If this story resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more content that can help you build a better life, one day at a time. See you in the next one.